Big announcement here. Our second book, our sophomore book, Lady Secrets, Real, Raw, and Ridiculous Confessions of Womanhood, is available now for pre-order. Head over to theladygang.com/secrets to pre-order your book now. We're so excited about this. Thank you to our community who submitted all of their deepest, darkest secrets. And there's a couple sprinkled in there from yours truly and the other two dum-dums on this podcast. We love you guys so much for your support. We're so excited for you guys to read this. Head on over and order Lady Secrets at theladygang.com/secrets. Today's episode of Lady Gang is brought to you by the new Starbucks Baya Energy Drink with caffeine naturally found in coffee fruit. It's energy that's good. Starbucks Baya Energy Drink is available online at grocery stores, convenience stores, and gas stations nationwide.
Well, what is this?
Welcome to the Lady Gang.
That's amazing. Say that again.
The Lady Gang.
Things are about to change around here.
Each week we catch up with Hollywood's hottest girl posse. Kelty Knight, Becca Tobin, and Jack Vanek.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Lady Gang. I am Becca Tobin here with Jack Vanek and Kelty Knight.
Hello.
Hi.
How are we feeling, guys?
Quite a whirlwind.
I'm exhausted.
I still have my fake eyebrows on. Zoom allows you to put an eyebrow on, and I found
Kelty, the funniest thing that was happening is we've recorded this episode already, but Kelty was looking down at her notes, and her eyebrow, her fake eyebrow from Zoom, was moving all over her forehead.
I can't wait to see that. Anyway,
so good.
It's time for
Good week.
Yes, it is.
Bad week. Oh, no.
All right, I'll start because I have a follow-up from a great moment in a couple episodes back where Zach was telling me about his ailments, right?
Yes.
So I didn't think it could get much better. I didn't think he would give me a morsel so tasty to share here. So this is my most recent bad week. I look at him the other day and he's looking like not his best. He's looking like something's wrong. So I said, hey, like, what's going on? He says, I don't feel great. And I'm like, we're still in COVID times. So when you say I don't feel great,
Yeah.
it's more weighted than it usually was. But even before that, it's like, that means that you feel like you're coming down with something, whatever. And I said, well, what's wrong? And he said, it's just so hot. It's just so hot outside.
The heatness is really bringing him down.
But
Zach's
again,
overheated.
that is not, I don't feel great.
Yeah. It's just hot outside and I'm sweating.
Yeah. When I asked him the first, what's wrong? His answer should have just been, it's hot outside and I'm miserable. Not, I don't feel great. It's just so crazy that he exists on this planet.
Oh, man.
My good week is this. We took our first flight with Ford.
Yes.
I know. How did it go?
Wonderful until, and listen, I still consider this a win. We did the whole thing. You know, you give them the bottle when you take off and landing to help with their ears because the sucking on the bottle helps with the ears. And he pretty much slept, and we were bad parents and let him watch hockey on Zach's screen in front of him because we noticed that he was captivated by the screen.
I mean, hockey's great. So, yeah, okay.
And you're not supposed to show your kids a screen till they're like 2.
Oh, you're not?
You're not?
I'm
No.
learning so much in the past minute.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Yeah, so the recommendation is really like to keep your kids away from screens until
Why?
Because
like
it's
brain
brain
development
Oh, interesting.
stuff. So anyways, you know, much to our pediatrician's chagrin.
Demise.
Wait, does that mean that you
playoffs.
shouldn't even have the TV on?
No, they really shouldn't. I mean,
Oh,
here's the thing.
What does a baby do then?
I know.
Supposed to
a
read
ba-
books all day? Ugh, exhausting.
I mean, mostly babies are sleeping. But on a plane, he was starting to get really fussy, and I noticed he kept turning his head toward the little tiny screen in front of Zach, and we were like, I mean, he's quiet. Like
Do what you're going to do, baby.
It's better
So-
than like a screaming baby the entire flight.
Yeah.
Like you got to do what you can.
Exactly. So that was fine. And then also I, on our flight home, he shit himself, and I had to take him into a bathroom and pull down the changing table above the toilet seat in the bathroom. Hey, never noticed that before. Didn't know that existed.
Nope.
I mean, I guess I knew it had to have, but I never was looking for it. So there it is. We pull it down, change him, bring him back to the seat, and Zach's like, it still smells like poop. And he like touches the back of his onesie, and he had like poop that shot out the back of the diaper, and so it was on the onesie. So we had to get him nude at our seat and change him. But I still feel like, in the grand scheme of things, of all the things that he could have been doing on that plane, as long as he wasn't screaming, crying, it was a success.
Absolutely. I mean, babies shit themselves. You know, that's just like a given.
Humans shit themselves.
And we've shit ourselves on plane. So, like, Ford, you're okay.
Yeah, he's just one of us now.
I think it's a mom win for you, Becca.
That's a huge mom win. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'll go next.
Okay.
So my good week is pretty simple. I have finally started the first step in wedding planning. Finally. I've been like really dreading it because I just don't want to do it. It just seems like too big of an undertaking. So I keep putting it off. But now I'm realizing if I want to get married next April, I'm actually starting to run out of time to begin planning. Mm-hmm. So I started talking to different villa companies that are in Mexico. One is called Milux and one is Exceptional Villas or something. And they have these amazing 10-bedroom beachfront villas. So we're on the up and up. And then once I do that, then maybe I'll be inspired to maybe pick out a dress one day.
Great.
So we have begun.
10 bedrooms. So you're doing 20 people.
No. It'll just, some people will stay there and then some people will stay, maybe I could get like villas next to each other or something like that.
A team stays with you and the B team like rolls in from the Hyatt.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Hopefully there's a Hyatt around. That's something I should probably look into.
I can't believe that didn't even come to your mind first.
You're not even thinking where the LadyGang is going to stay? I know I'm not in the top 10, but that's fine. Like, I got to... Fine. Becca, we're going to get our own
That's fine, but we need, Jack, the least you can do is just make sure whatever villa you go with, there's like a nearby decent hotel.
Okay, fine. See, these are the things that I don't want to deal with.
We're going to help you. We're going to help you. I'm proud of you. And I'm really excited because I feel like behind the scenes, I think Becca, I don't know if you've seen any Becca, but Jack was here and I saw a couple dresses that she tried on and it's a real fantasy. And so like, I can't wait to like jump into the Jack Vanek bridal fantasy.
But this is the problem. Now, this is what I always come into this problem with clothes. It's like I get an idea of what I want and it does not exist. So that's what's happening with this dress is I want two kind of things that go together that don't usually go together in a dress, and I can't find it anywhere. So
and rhinestone chaps and a wedding dress.
I actually just want a bikini.
What are you looking for?
Well, I don't want to like say.
Oh, okay.
But
can you custom?
But the thing with COVID is now I don't even know if I have enough time to do a custom dress because we'll see. Fingers crossed.
Well, I have great news for you.
What?
You're not going to care after you wear it, what it looked like, or even when you're wearing it. Well, you may. Actually, you may.
Jack
You may.
will.
Yeah.
It's actually
I think, Jack, you got to do 4 dresses so you can get everything you want in the span of this week.
Yes.
Leaving and changing sucks.
No. But like Stassi just did, she had like her rehearsal dinner dress was definitely a wedding dress.
Yeah.
And then she wore like just wear a couple of wedding dresses.
Well, Jared and I want to do like private vows, I think like the day before the wedding. So I don't have to be like nervous about that for the wedding. So I want to do like a dress for that and then a wedding dress that'll just be like the dress of the day. And then I need a courthouse outfit.
Question.
What?
Are you doing, are you going to do private vows or an entirely private ceremony?
No, just private vows because the thing that I learned about my very public engagement is I don't want eyes on me for like a very should be intimate kind of moment.
Brief ceremony with an audience.
Yeah, but like 5 minutes.
Got it.
Super brief and very unconventional and like easy and nothing crazy. Because I just don't want that pressure for the actual wedding day. I just want to have fun and have it be a party.
I love it.
So anyways, that's my good week. We're starting wedding planning. It's a whole thing. My bad week is something that Kelty has done.
Uh-oh.
And that is posting a TikTok of her using a tongue scraper.
Oh my God.
And showing the entire world all of the gook that came off of her tongue. And I am scarred for life, Kelty, that you did that.
I know you guys yelled at me. It's polarizing, but I feel like my job as an influencer is to sometimes let people know about the embarrassing bad things about ladyhood. And tongue scraping is disgusting, but nobody told me my whole fucking life.
Ew.
It's so gross.
I'm 40 and my colonic lady is like, hey, so do you like to scrape your tongue? And I was like, what? And then now that I do it, if I don't do it in the morning, I feel like I haven't put on deodorant. Like it must be done. So I
agree.
Sorry.
I mean, I tongue scrape every day as well, but like there was never.
How did you find out about it? Who told you to tongue scrape?
My dentist.
Oh, well, I guess I have terrible dentists.
But I think that you could maybe have done that TikTok without giving a very close-up shot of all the shit on your tongue.
That's what it is. It's like you could have held it up and been like, hey, guys, have you not tried tongue scraping? It's cool. I was hoping that that's where it was going when I saw it. And then it went in and closer and closer and closer in high definition. And I was like, no.
I just don't need to see anybody's bodily like fluids.
Oh, I agree. It's not like I enjoyed it. I mean, it's so fucking satisfying, but no, I understand. But this is my thing, Jack, is like, I'm trying to try less. It's like, I'm always trying too hard.
Try more.
Yeah.
I don't know the answer to this. Anyway, I'm very sorry, and it didn't go viral, so I'll probably take it down.
You said that you were going to take it down when we texted you about how disgusting
it was.
Not down? It's still up there.
No, I took it off the Instagram where the real people live.
It's still on
I left
the TikTok.
it on the Instagram where all the bots are.
Perfect.
Okay. Well, I had a good week mouse scraping and putting the scraping online and how much I think it's great. So I'm going to use that as my good week. I just do think that tongue scraping is amazing. And there is our sponsor, Guru Nada, who does like the coconut oil kind of like mouth swish.
Yeah,
the
oil pulling.
I'm telling you guys, it's game changing. Like you scrape and you pull and it's like, my mouth is clean. Like it feels.
Do you not scrape your tongue at night? I scrape mine at night. I feel like that's when all the shit's on your tongue.
This is why I had to do the video. No, you're supposed to scrape it in the morning because the tongue is where your body detoxes from. Your armpits, your feet, and your tongue are the main detox points. So when you wake up in the morning, everything your body is trying to get rid of that it can't get through your digestive system is sitting on the top of your tongue. So you're literally scraping off germs and colds.
This makes me want to barf.
Okay, cool. Well, anyway. Okay, so my bad week is that I had a bubble ice machine delivered to me in February. It is now May, and I've only had 1 day of bubble ice. The bubble ice machine has been broken. Well, actually, it's not broken. The bubble ice machine has been incorrectly installed 3 times now. I don't know if I'm so new money that people in LA don't know how to install a bubble ice machine, but I'm on my 3rd plumber, and I can't get the fucking bubble ice to work. Anyway, I'm not going to go into detail because this is a stupid house story that people are going to be bored with. But anyway, the water wasn't right, then the power wasn't right, and now it won't get cold. So I'm just dreaming of a summer with an iced tea bubble ice at my pool, and if I don't get it, I'm going to fucking rage. Good night.
Our thoughts and prayers are with you.
I know. This difficult time.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, coming up, watch what Crappens.
Are you ready for warmer weather? I know that I am. Brooklinen is too. We love Brooklinen. Kick off the summer with the home of the internet's favorite sheets and their Memorial Day sale happening this week. So every Brooklinen product is on sale. Soft sheets, luxurious towels and robes, snugly weighted blankets, lavish silk eye masks, and pillowcases. They offer everything from snuggly sheets to cozy towels. Brooklinen cuts out the luxury markups and passes those savings back to their customers. So you get their incredible products at a reasonable price. Need to swap out that stuffy winter bedding? Brooklinen's got you covered with light, moisture-wicking linen or crisp, cooling sheets. Beach and pool essentials? Try their photo-worthy beach towels or comfy tanks and shorts from their loungewear collection. By the way, they have over 100,000 5-star reviews. That's right. I love Brooklinen. My entire house is basically Brooklinen. We've got towels. We've got sheets. Also, if you're thinking about the linen duvet cover and sheets, do it. It's amazing. It's on all of my beds. So don't miss out on Brooklinen's Memorial Day sale. It's almost here. Listening after the sale, you can still save. Visit brooklinen.com. Use promo code LADY20 for $20 off your purchase of $100. That's BROOKLINEN. Promo code LADY20. It's party time, and there are a lot of fun events coming up in my life, and I want it to be fun and special and for everyone to be as excited as I am. That's why I'm using Evite. Evite offers thousands of free invitation options, all fully customizable for all occasions. birthdays, weddings, baby showers, whatever you're celebrating virtually or in person, Evite's design templates make it easy, fun, and simple to create an invitation so everything you're celebrating is extra special. Also, make sure to check out their premium invitations. Fancy. It takes just a few minutes to create and send invitations to everyone on your guest list, RSVP tracking included. You can link an Amazon or Target gift registry to your invite, and they even offer greeting cards. I love Evite. I've been using them for years. I used them for my little secret baby shower I had back in the beginning of the year. Evite is making my summer activities even more fun and exciting and extra special. They can do the same for all your celebrations too. Head over to evite.com/lady to choose from the thousands of design options to create and send invitations for free. That's evite.com/lady. evite.com/lady. So I'm obsessed with my dad. There's no mystery. And I'm obsessed with getting him a gift that he'll remember forever. And more importantly, that I will remember forever. And a great way to know him better is with Storyworth. Storyworth is an online service that helps you and your dad or father figure connect through sharing stories and preserves them for years to come. Right now, for a limited time, you can save $10 on your first purchase when you go to storyworth.com/lady. That's STORYWORTH.com/lady to save $10 on your first purchase. Every week, Storyworth emails your dad a thought-provoking question of your choice from a vast pool of options. They ask questions like, what is one of your fondest childhood memories? Or have you ever feared for your life? Ooh, scary. After 1 year, Storyworth compiles all those stories and photos into a beautiful keepsake book the whole family can share for generations. Give all the fathers in your life a meaningful gift you can both cherish for years to come. It's Storyworth. Right now, for a limited time, you can save $10 on your first purchase when you go to storyworth.com/lady. That's STORYWORTH.com/lady to save $10 on your first purchase. Storyworth.com/lady.
Now back to the Lady Gang.
Our guests today are two men that have had a podcast for longer than LadyGang. I know. How crazy is that? It's a little shocking since I always say we were the first podcast, but we weren't. They have gazillions of downloads every month. They do live shows around the U.S. They have a cult-like following, and they have created the Bravo-amazing podcast, Watch What Crappens, where they praise, ridicule, and basically talk all things housewives, ridicule, you know.
Bringing the cool back to ridicule. I like it.
And whatever other crap Bravo throws at them. They mock because they love, truthfully, and we can relate. I mean, Sutton had the French designer, and everyone was putting out fires. Please welcome to the Lady Gang, Ben and Ronnie from Watch What Crappens.
Hey.
Welcome.
Thanks for having us.
It's a long
so
time wait.
It's a long time.
I know. Excited to finally meet you. We see you guys on tour in the same places we are, either like right before us or right after us. We're like,
there's like a family. There's a below deck Watch What Crappens Lady Gang episode that needs to happen, like where we all go on a boat together and just cause ruckus.
I'm so down for that. Like,
that
I'm
would
ready.
be so fun.
That would be so fun.
Except they don't leave the shore on those boats, is what I just realized.
They don't?
That's true. It's
No,
rare.
Brad Gresky was the first person to ever point it out, and he was like,
They're never on the water ever?
They're never like the open sea, right?
no, because the camera crew has to like be able to go back at night to their quarters on land, and so it's like you aren't really going on. Sorry,
and then maybe it's like it would look like the deadliest catch, kind of like a filming thing if you're on the open water.
Yes. So
Yeah, no one
open
needs to go out, and no one needs that. I went on a cruise one time, and I was like, "This is terrifying." I can see why people murder their spouses like this because there's nobody to help you. I don't care if you're on a floating mall; it's still the middle of nowhere.
No,
There's no Wi-Fi out in the middle of the ocean. I need to be where there's a Wi-Fi. Like I always say I would be like the worst below deck guest because I would just be like just sitting there on my phone, and I would like they'd be like, "You want to get on a jet ski?" I'd be like, "No, it's okay, thanks. I'll just sit here. I'll just like do like Wordle or something."
Checking out my Instagrams going.
you're really
Let me
honest.
tell you
Appreciate
something.
it.
I worked on a cruise ship for 2 years as a dancer, and I was a lifeboat captain, and I just want to make a public service announcement. Nobody on board knows what the they're doing. I was a lifeboat captain, everyone, and if we hit the iceberg and they were like, "Kelty, go to your muster station and get this lifeboat in the water," I would not have known what the to do. So you're right. You're not safe. And Carnival, if you want to sponsor this podcast, we will. But we're going to need to know what muster station and who's manning it.
I just am impressed at the term muster station.
Oh,
She
yeah.
knows
Muster
something,
station.
so
Yeah.
it's more than we do.
Are you
We
mustard?
all have to get. We all learn about it. When I went on also my first cruise like 3 years ago with my family, and we all had to learn about the muster stations and what was your closest muster station. And get to the muster station, you like wake up thinking about muster stations.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like they kind of admit that they don't know what they're doing right at the beginning because they take you all out there and you're with every person on the boat standing outside, which is disgusting by the like that. That much humanity should never be gathered together at the same time. And then they're like, okay, well, if the boat sinks or crashes or whatever, the only one getting off this bitch is Kathy Bates, and the rest of you all look up there, see those up there, grab those and float. You're like, what the hell? No one's gonna save me. No one's gonna make an effort here. Nobody.
Kathy Bates.
Also, if you go missing on a cruise ship or you get pushed overboard or murdered, nobody's coming to look for you.
That's not
it.
true, actually. That's
Yes,
not
it
true.
is.
Jack, I know you're the true crime expert, but I've lived this in real life on the Norwegian Sky. One of the waitresses, that was what's called the Norwegian Sky.
What an awkward boat.
It's not the Norwegian Sea.
You guys,
Does it
I
not know
also
its
was on
identity?
I was on
Like
the
you're
Norwegian.
naming your kid Champ when they can't play sports.
Exactly.
I also was on the Norwegian Sea, which feels like anyway. Norwegian Sky. One of the women bartenders fell off the edge of the deck, and no one realized till she didn't come up to work the next day. And so what they did is they went in and they figured out the last time they saw her was in the crew bar. I'm not going to put the blame on her, but she was at the crew bar, and someone was like, "Oh, I saw her at like 11:30," and they went back, turned the boat around, went back to where the boat would have been when it dropped, and then fungled the like tides and the ocean, and they found her.
Well, they're going to
Alive?
find the
way.
bartender.
Alive the
Of course,
next
they're
day.
going to make an effort for the bartender because
Yeah, duh.
You know, but
Somebody's got to
everyone
serve the
else.
drinks.
they're like,
Yeah.
a podcaster is missing. Who cares? Nobody cares.
It's a dime a dozen.
That's
Okay.
impressive.
Too
I
many
have
podcasters.
serious questions about your brand before we get into Bravo. Are you friends with Andy?
We're not like friends with Andy, but like we've definitely now we do have like sort of a relationship with him because we have gone on to Watch What Happens Live. I think it's now been 3 times that we've gone on. So like, you know, now there's it's now we like, you know, we follow each other on Twitter, you know, we'll get like a retweet and everything like that. So I think like as much as you can have a relationship with someone who's famous, I feel like there's a we're best friends. The answer is yes, we're best friends.
We're best friends. Yeah, we're not friends with him, but we do have an email of somebody that is. So there you go.
Yes.
Incredible.
And is there like a lawyer ramification for doing a podcast like as a fan or as like a pop culture expert about a show that you don't own? Like, does Bravo let you just do whatever you want, or have you ever had any cease and desists?
We've not had cease and desist, but it does get it has gotten a little weird because Bravo's super protective over their shows and their PR and what they let people do. And obviously we don't care because we don't work for them. And so we started this because we were bloggers, and the whole point of it was to make fun of things and not really give a crap what anybody thought. And so we've just kind of continued that. And we've had a couple of pushback things, like where people have told them, oh, we're going to go on Watch What Crappens, and then they're not allowed to. We don't know who said they're not allowed to because it's all so secretive. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's like a secretive thing, but they've always been kind to us when we've interacted. It just kind of depends on who you get because all the shows have different producers, and some of them like us, some of them don't. So, like, access varies.
Okay. That's very, very interesting. And then the last thing I wanted to ask before we get into specifics is, do you have like a favorite and least favorite, each of you, Bravo celebrity?
Well, for me, for many years, I haven't revisited this in a moment, but like I've always loved Countess Luann de Lesseps because her journey is so crazy to me that she was a countess and she was all about class, and she released a book about class, and then she comes out with songs, and then she's doing cabaret, but she also gets arrested, and like everything she does sort of doesn't make any sense, and yet it's part of like her whole story. So I kind of just like love that. I've just always been kind of an unabashed Countess Luann fan.
She's multifaceted.
She is.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's a good way to
Dynamic.
put it.
Yeah.
Dynamic. Mhm.
I would say, you know, it's kind of I've learned to look at it like life, like try to love everybody, but understand they're ultimately going to disappoint you and they're not worth it. And so that's how I live. That's how I love. That's how I laugh. That's how I roll.
I love it. Okay, so then just to prepare you, Becca was our original Bravo celebrity. I mean, she loves...
Bravo lover.
Our Bravo lover. Like, she was the one who early in the podcast was like, we can get Lisa Vanderpump? Great. Like, she always knew who the good people were to get. Now, she once did say, you watch What Happens Live, when they offered her a bartender role.
Good. Wow.
Good for you.
Good for you. Like, know your worth.
Yes.
But here's the thing. I would have done it had I not already been a guest on Watch What Happens.
But you were a guest?
That's the whole reasoning,
Yeah.
Kelty. I wasn't just being a twat.
And didn't they offer us for LadyGang TV to all be bartenders?
That's what she's.
Yeah.
So I myself, as an individual,
I was dying to do it. I was like, I've got my outfit ready. I'm ready.
You're like, I've fallen off a boat for this gig. Okay.
Yes.
I am the truest bartender you've ever met.
She would scheme her way into being a guest somehow, anyways, as she was the bartender.
So tell me what happened.
No, I was already a proper guest, and so I didn't want to be demoted. I wanted to just
Valid.
Yeah.
You didn't want to be a friend of.
Yeah,
I feel that's fair.
Exactly. Would Ramona come back next season as a friend of? Never. Well,
No.
she's desperate.
Well,
so
she
maybe.
might be. That might be her lot in life now.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
I mean,
but-
I feel like once you're on Glee, you're not a bartender. You're like, hi,
Yeah.
I'm from Glee. So
Thank
kiss
you.
my ass.
Do you
like,
need
suck
a
my
job
dick.
as a publicist? Because I think no one's ever said it better.
Yeah, like
It is
I've been
a
on
good
Glee.
angle.
Like, and this is the gayest show on TV, and I've been on Glee, and you're gonna try and make me be the bartender.
You're
We
right.
were lucky because we went on during COVID. Yay, COVID was so lucky, wasn't it? God, I loved COVID. Miss ya. But we were lucky because they were doing a lot of at-home stuff,
Yeah.
So. And you try and get people who are actually on these shows. We've all seen them try to do the internet. They just can't do it,
Oh,
There's
right.
like their
Those
cameras are cutting out.
reunions.
Yeah. So they reached out to podcasters and stuff. So we lucked out in that way. I'm sure that now that it's back live, they probably wouldn't even make us bartenders. They'd probably have us like passing tuna rolls or some shit.
We would be opening the doors in the front of that building on,
Yeah, you're
on the
working.
first floor. Be like, come on in, Mr. Cohen. Like that's our new position.
We're
Okay,
like,
and
we'll
then-
answer
or
that
you walk
question
out
right
the
after we
shot
park
ski.
this.
Yeah, you walk
Yeah.
out the shots. Okay, so Jack, I believe you never any. Don't you watch Summer House, Jack?
Yeah, I watched Vanderpump and I watched Summer House. I was never a Housewife fan, so that's like I'm a fair weather Bravo fan.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Just so everybody knows.
It's weird because you have kind of an Ariana vibe to you. Like you
Oh.
look kind of like her, and you also have her like I don't care. Like you have that kind of, and I mean that in a good way. I love her.
I feel very complimented by that.
Yeah, it's like that's totally a compliment.
It is
Jack's
the
like
got
the
an
coolest
Ariana vibe.
person. Like she gives no. She's like, what
Yeah,
television?
my
I don't
favorite.
care. When can I drink?
Yeah, it's my favorite kind. Yeah.
And then I'm a newly Bravo. Life got stressful, and I found that my antidepressants were not the only thing making me happy anymore. What I needed was a 9 p.m. viewing in the bathtub of Housewives. So I am halfway. I'm only watching, I know I'm such a dick, Salt Lake City, OC, Beverly Hills, a little Atlanta. But I'm behind, and I haven't gotten into Below Deck, and everyone's telling me sailing yacht. I don't know if I can welcome new friends in right now, but that's where I'm at. So we just want to be fully with you.
You work on the basics. Do your Real Housewives, and then you start to layer in things. Like you can layer in a Below Deck. You can bring in Summer House. If you want to do a really great deep dive, you maybe even go all the way into the archives and do some Gallery Girls, because that's really like Gallery Girls is an amazing gem
What
from
is
the
that?
Bravo. It's do you know?
I
Becca, do you
remember
know?
the art girl, the girls who were all running
Art
the
girl,
galleries
yeah.
in New York.
It was from like
Oh.
2011 or 12, and it just followed seven girls in New York who worked in the art world, and they all like hated each other and were so mean to each other. And the show was like, it was so brilliant in so many ways. Like you just can't understand until you watch it.
Ladies of London also.
Oh,
Really,
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Also
was
from that
great.
time period.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that was from that time where Bravo goes through different phases, right? So they have their like, we're going to be like HGTV now and have home shows, and then they do that for maybe a year, and you never hear of them again. You know, they go through those phases, and one of their phases was like youth. There's young people too, and so they tried to get these young shows, and so they got Gallery Girls and they got Princesses Long Island, which was they're disastrous these disastrous girls, and both of them were canceled. No one they have cult followings, but no one really appreciated the brilliance, and I think they went too young. And now with like Summer House and stuff, they're like, oh, there's younger. Like, you don't have to go young, you can still just go younger than Housewives, and it still kind of works.
Do you guys find that with Summer House, they're still too old to be drinking the way they're drinking?
Yeah.
Yes. I mean,
it's getting sad.
Kyle this year made me sad. I was sad. I was sad for Kyle this year. I was like, this was so cute 5 years ago.
They're like late 30s, right?
Yeah, Kyle's probably going to be hitting 40 like this year or something like that,
The rest are early 30s.
Well, they have a mix.
They're all over now, yeah.
They have a generational divide in the house because you have like Paige and Sierra and Amanda who are late 20s, and then you got everyone else who's like mid to late 30s, and which I think is actually kind of cool because they kind of like butt heads in subtle ways because of that. And I do think it's like Kyle is definitely too old to be drinking the way he's drinking, but if he stopped drinking the way he was drinking, that would be a problem too. Like that's like the big conundrum with Bravo is that like if you ever start to like mature, then your show gets ruined.
You're screwed. Yeah, you're totally screwed.
Don't grow up.
You either need to lack self-awareness at all times, like even when you're sober, like a Ramona, or you have to have a substance abuse problem where you do lose the ability to have self-awareness.
And you say, I'm going to be a high-functioning substance abuse problem, whatever it is, for the entertainment of the masses. And that's really what you have to do.
And listen, I'm completely behind substance abuse. Like I'm not judgy about it. I love it.
Do what you got to do.
I've had my issues, so I'm not throwing stones, but it does get to be a certain point where, I remember when, I'm older. And so I'm older than them. Okay. Do you like that I'm making it sound like I'm the same? Yeah. Like being late 30s and all, but I'm older, and I did hit a moment in LA where I was like, how many Saturdays in a gay bar am I just going to be wasted? I was like looking around like, how old am I? I felt like I was Kyling it up in the bar. I was like, okay, this has been enough. I need to find a baby. I need to do something.
Just find a baby.
Just find one.
I mean, Below Deck actually has I will say the Below Deck formula is smart because they have one or two returning cast members, but it's always gonna be new ones. So if you ever have someone who just like no one's ever gonna get too big for the show and no one's going to sober up, so there's always gonna be someone to like keep it alive and fun.
You are unique, and there's a multitude of ways to express yourself. Celebrate and explore who you can be with customizable prescription glasses from Pear Eyewear. Listen to this. This company is so cool. You go on and you pick out your frame. I personally chose something called the Reese. It's very classic, and I chose Tortoise, but they have so many options for the base frame, and it has a magnetic top frame combination that makes it easy to switch up your style. So they have hundreds of top frame designs and base frames just starting at $60, including prescription lenses. So you get started by choosing your base frame with options from the square to the cat eye. Every frame comes in 6 different colorways, including classic black to the remix blue tortoise. Plus, every Pear purchase, Pear provides glasses and vision care for children around the world. We love that. Get glasses as unique as you are, one pair, infinite style, starting at just $60. Go to paireyewear.com/lady for 15% off your first purchase. That's 15% off at PAIR eyewear.com/lady. You don't need a summer getaway to transport yourself. Book your smooth escape with the wax experts at European Wax Center. This summer, whether you're going far away or sticking close to home, the relaxed, confident feeling you're dreaming of is closer than you think. Just visit your local European Wax Center. It's about more than just waxing. It's about taking control of your lifestyle, making bold choices, and unapologetically making time for a moment of smooth. When you visit European Wax Center, you get the best, buy the best. Their certified wax specialists are expertly trained in prepping, protecting, and pampering your skin. European Wax Center online booking system makes getting a reservation simple and straightforward. You can also use the EWC app to book your waxing service. The secret is their signature comfort wax. It's their own blend of beeswax sourced from Europe and other skin-soothing ingredients that allow us to remove hair easily for a virtually pain-free experience. Book your smooth escape with the experts at European Wax Center. Make a reservation today, and your first wax is free. Today's episode of LadyGang is brought to you by new Starbucks Baya Energy Drink. With caffeine naturally found in coffee fruit, it's energy that's good. It's crafted from caffeine naturally found in coffee fruit, as well as antioxidant vitamin C. It includes 3 delicious fruity flavors: mango guava, raspberry lime, pineapple passion fruit, a refreshing fruit-flavored boost of feel-good energy in a way only Starbucks can deliver. Each 12-ounce, 90-calorie can contains 160 milligrams of caffeine. That's right. Like I said, I love the pineapple passion fruit. I like to reach for it when I'm ready to go, I don't know, socialize if I need an extra boost, a little bit of a workout. I'm not an afternoon coffee drinker, so I like to reach for this fruity alternative with caffeine. So Starbucks Baya Energy Drink is available online at grocery stores, convenience stores, and gas stations nationwide. Enjoy.
You're listening to the Lady Gang.
I want to start with the Housewives question. So we went into our Facebook group and we told our ladies that you were coming on.
Oh.
And they had so many topics that we'd need to do like 10 episodes. We need a whole spin-off to get through them. But I'm going to start with Housewives because this is what I know the most about. Okay, so question. Who ratted out the Judices to the feds? Was it Carolyn Manzo, Cousin Kathy?
Oh, wow. I mean, I feel like it's not, I don't feel like Kathy would know how to reach the feds. You know, she's very lovely, but I can see her being like, Victoria, how do I call the FBI, Victoria? How do I do this, huh? And she like winds up calling like William Sonoma by accident, you know? So I would say I would lean more towards Caroline Manzo than Cousin Kathy Wakile.
I used to think Caroline Manzo, but she's got her own history with her family has
crime.
Their own history in crime and stuff. But I don't know if that would be pro FBI. Look, what I've learned, the point is, I learned later on in life watching Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, you don't really call the feds. Like, they don't have a line that they're like, hey, if you see something, say something. The feds don't give a shit if you see something. They've already seen it, okay? Yeah. They can listen to your Amazon, okay? So I don't think anybody called them. I mean, I think Teresa told on her own ass walking into furniture stores and whipping out wads of hundreds to pay for $100,000 worth of furniture.
Yeah.
You know, people who work in the FBI also watch television.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, this is crazy. So this is a very spicy topic. I want to talk about. It's Beverly Hills and Salt Lake. So the question was from our girls, why is Erica a villain when she wasn't even a partner in the law firm? And Jen Shaw mostly gets a pass from viewers when it was her company. In the same vein, Coach Shaw's in the clear, but Erica isn't. They're both the spouses of an alleged lawbreaker.
Okay, so my hot take on this, unless Ronnie, do you want to go first? You raised their hand.
I'll go after.
You go
yeah.
first.
I just raised my hand because I do want to go.
Oh, okay. My take is that Erica is like very much like her story's always changing, and like she's very slippery with the truth, and she has these fantastical tales of Tom was driving in the car and he saw a deer and he went driving off a cliff and he rolled over and he saw a ghost and the ghost made a curse of it and said, "You go back to Christmas past." And you're like, what? And you're like, please be honest with me. But with Jen Shaw, it's kind of like she's so obviously guilty that it's almost just like fun watching her just be like, it wasn't my fault. Like, I do everything for everyone's families. I don't know. I feel like there's just no question with Jen. So I think that we're just like, let's just have fun with, let's enjoy this. Let's enjoy her while we have her. Yeah.
Exactly. Enjoy her while we have her. Also, Erica just never, instead of coming on and what she should have done was been like, I can't believe my husband was this monster. How can I help these victims? And turned herself into a martyr saint. But instead, she came on and kind of started saying things that would get Tom off. Like, oh, now Tom suddenly has, dementia and stuff, and he can't even testify. And she starts throwing all this stuff out there that looks like, oh, okay, so now you're going to divorce, you can separate your assets, not pay anybody back, and then, also kind of give him an excuse. So I think that hurt Erica. Also, the difference between Coach Shaw. Coach Shaw is not a housewife. We don't care. Everybody knows Tom is guilty. No one has ever suggested Tom is not guilty. It's more Erica's behavior after. Also, Coach Shaw isn't going on TV like, you know what we need to do? Spend a shitload of money. We need to downsize. We're screwed. How can we downsize? So I think people get that. People are like, wow, he's trying to get cheaper mortgage.
And also, I think a very, very important thing here is that on Beverly Hills, all we had to focus on was Erica and whether or not she was guilty. On Salt Lake City, Jen Shaw potentially committing a nationwide wire fraud was like the third craziest thing that is happening on that season.
100%. It was like on Drag Race when she's like, look over there. Like, it was like, I mean, it was so wild that I was like, I can't believe that this person, and just for anyone that doesn't watch Salt Lake or like follow Jen, so she has a company and allegedly she would sort of prey off the weak. She'd find those people like grandma and grandpa who might be at home, and she would sell their personal information so that people would sign them up for these, cards or, payment plans or whatever for I'm going to make you rich, or I'm going to fix your whatever it is. Yeah, website stuff. I can help you. And then they would get on the roller coaster and they wouldn't be able to get off. And then she just took all the millions from people. And it was really going after people who were maybe not in their right mind, which is what makes it so sad. So I'm just letting everyone kind of know that's what. And furthermore, her assistant she was like inseparable with on the first season and a half, pled guilty.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh no.
I think that it was she was sort of like so over the top and so ridiculous, and she was also in a way sort of like upfront about it that was entertaining. But you also had Mary Cosby, who was like, does she run a cult? Do we have a Real Housewife who runs a cult? And this is going on simultaneously. And then the thing that they seemed to have the most drama about was whether or not Meredith Marks had a memorial on a Monday or a Tuesday. And so and then we all got caught up on it. And she's like, well, I never had a conversation either way what day the memorial was. And so that's what we focused on.
And Jen also came in as the villain already. I mean, Jen was a monster. She's always ever since that show's been on, she's been the villain. Whereas Erica was celebrated, Erica would walk into a gay bar and they just lift her above. They're like, yes, girl! You just hear yes, girl for 3 days straight echoing through the streets of West Hollywood. Right. So it was a bigger fall for her. Also, we all get calls from Scam Likely. So it's you feel like Jen's kind of your friend in a way.
Well, there is and we're going to move on to something else, but there's a piece of me, a tiny little piece, that does believe that she was not in the books and the birds enough to know exactly what was happening.
No way. Stuart would not have abandoned her like that.
No, but
Jen, no.
No, there's a part of me that I'm
Jen's
hopeful that she knew that she was in this marketing and she knew it was highly successful. But if you were to come to me in 3 months and they're like, Kelty, you have to go to jail because the only person that downloaded your podcast was a donkey, I wouldn't know any better.
What a strange law.
But Jen, you never know. All right. But Jen is actually really good at what she does. I mean, she's a real business person. She's been doing this for a long time. She was working for a huge Utah company and really moved up the ranks. And if the crime hadn't happened and she was ever honest about what she really did, I mean, when I was researching it, not because I get obsessed with this shit, okay? I will read all the Reddit threads. I will research it for days and days. In this case, months and months, and now years and years. But anyway, she was really good at what she did, and she sort of took what she learned from these companies and spun off her own businesses. Stewart was a nobody, like she's even said it, I think, on the show or somewhere. Stewart was a nobody that she decided, that's my guy, and kind of took this guy who was being abused at the office and called a loser and all of this, according to the streets. And she kind of took him and built him up. So I think Jen is actually kind of the mastermind of all of this. She's the top of that pyramid, and she's the one that they've been going for. And they've been getting all of these other fish to take this, the Kraken, get the Kraken down.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next spicy topic that just happened was the robbery. And so someone wrote in the comments, the robbery was an inside job, faked by PK and Dorit. The only reason she's getting so emotional is that she brings up the idea of her children getting hurt, which triggers a response. I don't even have children, and I get emotional when I think about bad things happening to her. Is this true?
Gosh, I think that if it was an inside job, I don't think Dorit knew about it. She looks like, to me, she looks really, really rattled in a way of
she
like
looks really
someone who like had no idea what was going on, So I don't think that, at least, I think that I'm going to give her a pass at the very least. PK, when I first watched it, I thought the whole thing was real. And then over the past week, as everyone's like, well, there's casino debts and like PK probably arranged it. I'm like, maybe. I don't know. Like, I don't know what to believe anymore.
And for those of you who don't watch Beverly Hills, Dorit, she's been in her amazing closet. She's like one of a kind Birkins, like she's crazy. And she was home with her children. PK was in London, and people robbed her at gunpoint, took all of her stuff. She begged for her life, begged for her children's life. And then, it was really intense. We had her on our television show, and I thought she was so lovely. And I feel like she's just not someone to go to Kyle Richards' house in a sweatpant. So,
well, that's what I said.
That's a very strong point
we're
there.
such suckers too, because I keep going back and forth. Look, first off, I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt, because that is so terrible that if she is making all of this up and using that and playing like this victim card and like using the victim shroud is what I call it. But if she is doing that, it takes so much guts to do that my hat's off to her anyway. I'm like, for you, like if you could pull that over on me, that's hard, because I'm very cynical. I don't believe anybody or anything. I go to church and shake my head like, this shit was changed 20 years ago. I don't believe anything. So I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt, because she didn't wear makeup and she wore sweats. And that was my deciding factor too. But, all these robberies on Beverly Hills, it's been happening a lot in Los Angeles. You guys are there. It's been happening, but really it's like Kyle, Dorit, Erica, Dorit again. Vanderpump's restaurants are always burning down. What other, like statistically, what other cast has all of this happening literally every season? It's at this point, it's a little bit fishy,
It's just a very, very like just a criminal who loves Bravo. Because criminals can also love their own reality TV. Also, that's okay.
Yeah, that's true.
One of our listeners brought up a really good point to us, which was that they just didn't believe that PK would be able to put together some sort of like inside job plan. And I agree with that. I mean, do we really think PK is able to put
I listened
together...
to freaking Dateline. Let me tell you something. Criminals are not smart people. I'm so sick of this. Like, they're not smart enough to be a criminal. Listen to in 2020. Are you kidding me? They're not smart people. Okay.
All right.
No offense, criminals.
I want to move on to Summer House. Okay.
Oh, yes.
Okay. We have a Kymanda question. As for Kymanda, Kyle and Amanda from Summer House, I think the show shows so much of their drama and not enough of the good. My wedding photographer was her wedding photographer, obviously didn't sign an NDA, and said the same thing. I think it's all for the ratings, but I don't doubt they have issues. However, I think in a weird way they're right for each other with similar interests. He just needs to grow the up. Thoughts?
Yeah. I mean, we do think that they're right for each other in the sense that they both obviously they constantly are hitting each other's trigger points in a way that like two pieces of a puzzle would work out well, like they look like a totally dysfunctional relationship, but they've been together for several years. And I mean, of course, Bravo's only going to show the bad stuff, because why do we just want to see Kyle and Amanda just like sitting around, watching Netflix in their room?
You don't want to see a happy couple.
Well, and also
exactly.
Couples in that environment like don't make for good TV unless they're fighting. Like, you really have to work hard to be kept on this in the cast of Summer House if you're already coupled up and you're not like having one night stands and making it exciting for the viewers.
Right.
Yeah.
They're also kind of that couple from high school that we all knew, or a couple, a few of them, where it's just constant drama and everybody has to be involved in this couple's thing. The girl goes to her girlfriends, the guy goes to his guy friends. They all bitch about each other. Everyone has an opinion about it. The girl, once you tell the girl to break up with him, she's like, how dare you tell me to break up with him? What kind of advice is that? And then they dump that girl, and then everyone hates that girl. And then it's just constant drama about these two people's relationship. And I think that in that way, they're good for each other because they both seem to need that to like go through life.
Yeah.
And they're a good comedy team in that way. I mean, it's not funny, but it's like they're a performance duo. I think they're a performance duo.
Yeah. And I was going to say, at least the good part about them being so dysfunctional in many ways is that it's like more entertaining to watch them being dysfunctional than it is to watch that couple that thinks that they're like America's sweethearts. And then just watch, like, that's just like the worst to watch.
Yeah. I'm like, you don't know shit. Okay, I have one final question to the boys before we call it a day, which is back to Housewives, sorry, but something we know nobody knows anything about. They are showing ads for the Housewives of Dubai right now, and I am so into this ad. They are all dripping in gold gowns. Look like they're at the goddamn there's more red carpet realness on this ad for Dubai than there was at the entire award season this year. So memorable. Do you know any insider information? Like, are we really gonna see these? Like,
I mean, I don't know. I mean, the actual trailer only dropped a few hours ago. And I was personally a little disappointed because, speaking of Ladies of London, Caroline Stanbury is back for Real Housewives of Dubai, and she is barely in the trailer. Like, I was just ready for all the Caroline Stanbury moments of her just berating people, dismissing people, sending people away. Eating candy, just like being like, I love
candy.
And there was none of that in the trailer. So maybe once I get over like my Caroline Stanbury expectations, I will be able to embrace the rest of the trailer.
Yeah, I don't really have any idea what to expect as far as having any kind of insider information. How? I mean, how you got? It's in Dubai. Like, how?
I don't know. You had a friend of a friend of a friend of Andy. I don't know.
Can I just selfishly ask one question?
Yes.
Did you guys love New Jersey this season?
Oh, yes.
I thought it was
Jersey.
Like, for whatever. So good.
It's been great.
It's been great for it's one of the tops. It's one of the tops, no matter what anybody says. But I didn't. What did I start the internet, Teresa? I mean, it's so good. And Teresa accusing somebody, like, now she's trying to accuse somebody of making up stories about her fiance, but their true story. It's like she's accusing somebody of going to find ex-girlfriends to make videos that he made himself. I mean, it's just so stupid. I love that show.
It's so good. It's so good.
Well, thank you for allowing us to, be indulgent with you.
Yeah, we loved it so much. So you can watch What Crappens every single day. And then they have a Patreon, which is just patreon.com/Watch What Crappens. Ronnie, Ben, you're a delight. This was so fun. I can't wait. And now I'm going to be in your ear for everything from
eternity.
Now. So great talking to you and meeting you guys finally.
Yeah, really wonderful.
Elder podcasters.
Yes.
We will
see you next Tuesday.
Thanks for listening. The Lady Gang is produced by Alex Ingber, Steve Delameter, and Jared Monaco. Make sure you subscribe, rate, and review our podcast. And if you love it, share it with your friends on social media. Like, oh my God, I just listened to Lady Gang. This episode's so great. Swipe up to listen. And if you really want to, which we know you do, please follow us on social. At Kelty, at Becca, at Jack Vanek, and at The Lady Gang. Sign up for our newsletter at theladygang.com and join our secret Facebook group. It's super fun. See you next Tuesday.
All this month, stream the funniest films for free on Pluto TV. Watch comedy classics like Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy, and Mean Girls. Or drop in for a Tyler Perry marathon with a Medea family funeral and Medea's witness protection. Pluto TV also has hundreds of channels and thousands of movies and TV shows like Get Shorty, Be Cool, Key and Peele, Comedy in Color, and more. And no contracts, no subscriptions, no fees. No joke. So download the Pluto TV app on your favorite streaming device and start laughing today. Pluto TV. Drop in, watch free.